Greetings everybody, my name is Captain Comedy. I'm captain of the Comedy Pirates here with today's video. For today's video, we'll be going over a Yu-Gi-Oh deck for today, and that will be Toons. So Yu-Gi-Oh, when it comes to Toons, is a type of card when it comes to spirits, illusions, tunes, and stuff like that. But Toons was used by Maximilian Pegasus back on Duelist Kingdom, and basically no one really has used Toons since then, because only he has used Toons, and that's because this is his Yu-Gi-Oh deck. But a lot of people don't like Toons because it's not very good. You have to pay life points just to attack. Doesn't really have good support for it, and much more. But for me, I like Toons. I like the designs and all that, and I don't know, it's just nice to see that your favorite Yu-Gi-Oh card, like Blue Eyes, or Red Eyes Black Dragon, or Dark Magician, is a Toon card, like a cartoon. But honestly, I think Toons can be good, but for right now, this is what I have, and I think this is pretty solid. So yeah, let's get on to today's video when it comes to making a very good Toon deck. First, you'll be needing 3 copies of the Black Stone of Legend, which you contribute this card to special summon 1 level or 7 or lower Red Eyes monster from your deck, and then if this card is in your graveyard, you to target 1 level 7 or lower Red Eyes monster from your graveyard and shuffle it into the deck, and add this card back to your hand. But you can only activate one of this effects once per turn, and only once. So either you can pick the first one or the second one. So you need 3 copies. I recommend 1 copy of Ash, 1 copy of Ghost, 3 copies of Harpy Lady. Now this another reason why nobody likes Toons is because you cannot attack the turn that they are summoned. But if you control Toon World, you can special summon this card from your hand, and if you control a Toon monster, you can destroy 1 spell or trap card your opponent controls, which I think is very good. Now it says here you can only use the ability once per turn, and if you control Toon World and your opponent controls no Toon monsters, this card can attack directly. Now your opponent is never going to have a Toon World or any Toon creatures unless they're running Toon, so you're always going to be able to attack directly, which I can see why that makes you not be able to attack your first turn. You have to attack your second turn. It's because you're going to have a 95% chance of you basically just attacking your opponent directly every chance you get. And you have the abilities such as, well, if you control another Toon monster, you either destroy 1 spell or trap card your opponent controls. So honestly, I think this is pretty cool, and you need 3 copies of Toon Harpy Lady. I recommend 1 copy of the Toon Dark Magician Girl. Now all they have the same ability where... No, not all of them. But this one cannot be normal summon or set. This must be special summon by attributing 1 monster while I control a Toon World. If you have Toon World on the field that is destroyed, you have to destroy this card. And that's another thing why a lot of people don't like Toons. If you don't have the right requirements on the field and it gets destroyed, half of your field gets destroyed as well. Why? That's just how Toons work. Now, this card can attack your opponent directly unless they control a Toon monster, in which case this card must target a Toon monster for its attacks, and this card gains 300 attack for every Dark Magician or Magician of Black Chaos in either player's graveyard. Then I recommend 2 copies of Toon Buster Blader, which cannot attack the turn it is summoned, but it does gain 500 attack for each dragon monster your opponent controls or is in their graveyard. Now, when it comes to Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel, I think it picks the one automatically that has the most, so you get more attack. Now, while you control Toon World and your opponent controls no Toon monsters, this card can attack your opponent directly. Now, this is good because it's a level 7. As you can see, my extra deck has like level 7, 4, 4, 4. But mainly we're going to be relying on these 2 extra deck creatures. I recommend 3 copies of Red Eyes Toon Dragon. And this card cannot attack the turn it is summoned. Now, while I control Toon World and your opponent controls no Toon monsters, this card can attack your opponent directly. And once per turn, I can special summon 1 Toon monster from my hand, ignoring its conditions. And that's great, because let's say you have this card first. You normal summon the Black Stone of Legend. You tribute this card to special summon Red Eyes Toon Dragon, and then let's say you have in your hand Toon Blackluster Soldier, you just summon it right then and there, no tributing, no nothing, and you have one of your best cards in your deck already on the field. As easy as that. That's why I recommend 3 copies of Toon Red Eyes Dragon. I recommend having 3 copies of the Toon Dark Magician. Now again, this card can attack turn it is summoned. While you control Toon World and your opponent controls no Toon monsters, this card can attack directly, and once per turn, I can discard a Toon card, regardless if it's a monster, spell, or trap card, to activate one of these abilities only. I have to special summon a Toon monster from your deck, except Toon Dark Magician, ignoring its conditions to be summoned, or add a spell or trap card from your deck to your hand that's Toon. Now, I would recommend going for the Toon monster, so you can summon a card like Toon Red Eyes or Blackluster Soldier. Or you can use this to summon cards that you don't have that's for Toon, like Toon Page Flip to summon every monster you need. Or, well, this one's that you pick any Toon card. So anything like Toon Mask, Toon Briefcase, or Toon Terror, or anything like that. Whatever works for you. I recommend 1 copy of Nibiru, the Primal Being, where basically if your opponent would normal summon or special summon 5 or more creatures this turn, tribute all of them, you give them a token equal to their attack and defense, and Nibiru comes to your field. But honestly, I have mixed feelings about Nibiru because, like I said, it depends on their attack and defense. You can give them a very powerful creature and you won't be able to do anything. But you do have a creature of 3,000, so I guess that makes up for it. I recommend 1 copy of Raigeki to destroy all monsters your opponent controls. 1 copy of Swords of Revealing Light to prevent your opponent from attacking for 3 turns, so you can make your field as strong as possible, so they cannot destroy your field. And as you can see, most Toons cannot attack the turn they're summoned. It's probably best to make your field strong for like 3 turns and then see how it goes from there. 1 copy of Harpy Spider Duster to destroy all spell or trap cards your opponent controls. 2 copies of Mimicat, I believe that's how you pronounce it. If you control Toon World and a Toon monster, you get to choose 1 card in your opponent's graveyard. If it's a monster, special summon. If it's a spell or trap card, set it to your field. Now this is great because Mimicat can basically steal from your opponent's graveyard when it comes to monster, spell, or trap card, so you can use whatever your opponent has just because you have a Toon, which I think is great. So 2 copies. Now I recommend 3 copies of Toon Table of Contents. Yeah, Toon Table of Contents, which basically you add 1 Toon card from your deck to your hand, which I think is very overpowered. Because this lets you search for anything in your deck that's Toon related, which is like 98% of what I have here. Now, let's say you have Toon Table of Contents. Let's say you don't have Toon World. You can summon Toon World, or where is it? Toon Kingdom, Toon Red Eyes, Toon Harpy Lady, whatever you need in the case scenario. So 3 copies of this would be great. 2 copies of Toon Rollback. You to target 1 Toon monster you control. You can attack twice during each battle phase. Now, I recommend 2 copies of this because, as you can see, all of your Toons can attack directly. So you can attack directly if you don't use Toon Blackluster Soldier's ability. Did I skip this card? No, I feel like I did. Huh. Well, like I said, this card can attack twice. So let's say you can attack twice. 3,000, 3,000. That's 6,000 right then and there. I recommend 1 copy of Lava Golem. Basically, you can just special summon this card to your opponent's side of the field by shifting 2 of their creatures, and every standby phase, take 1,000 points of damage. I can't believe I skipped this card. So this is the best card in the Toon deck, which is Toon Blackluster Soldier. Now this card cannot be normal summon or set, must special summon by tributing more monsters. Toon monsters from your hand whose levels equal up to 8 or more. Now, while you control a Toon World and your opponent controls no Toon monsters, this card can attack directly now. Now you can activate this ability. Now, if you control Toon World, you can target 1 card in the field, banish it, but this card cannot attack the turn that its effect is activated. So, I recommend adding Toon table contents. Add this card to your hand. Let's say you have the Dark Magician and Harp ability that you cannot summon. Well, you're in luck. This card made you have this card to your hand, so you discard this card and this card to the graveyard, and there you go. You summon Toon Blackluster Soldier. 2 copies of Shadow Toon, which basically all this does is if you control Toon World, you just target one monster your opponent controls, and your opponent takes damage equal to the attack of that face-up monster. So just by having a Toon, your opponent will take damage already just because you get to choose to make them take damage. Why? Because you have a Toon card on your field. Now, when it comes to Toon cards, a lot of people don't like them because you can see the effects of my spells and trap cards would normally would be in a monster's ability, but you have it like all spread out. So like, oh, this Toon card can attack directly and destroy a spell or trap card, and that's it. And then you have a spell card that can steal from your opponent's graveyard, attack twice. Your opponent takes damage equal to its attack of that creature. So basically, it's not really worth it because you have your entire deck doing one ability per card, but there's other Yu-Gi-Oh decks out there that can do multiple abilities in one card. That's why not a lot of people like Toons. I activate Toon Bookmark because you're going to be needing 3 copies of Toon Bookmark. I don't know why I said I'm going to activate Toon Bookmark. Now, you get to add 1 Toon World, or 1 card that mentions from your deck to your hand, except Toon Bookmark. So this is great, because this is going to allow you to summon Toon Kingdom or Toon World easily. Now, if a Toon World that will be destroyed by a card effect, I can banish this card from the graveyard instead, but you can only activate the ability once per turn, and I recommend 3 copies, because this card, the same thing as Toon Table Contents. Toon Table Contents will let you pick any Toon card you need in case of an emergency. This one will definitely help you out because it's going to help you summon Toon Kingdom or Toon World because, well, the chances of drawing it are very slim. So if you draw this card, you get to immediately summon Toon Kingdom. Comic Hand. Basically, if you control a Toon World, you get to equip it to your opponent's monster. You get to take control of that creature, and it becomes a Toon creature. And basically, it has the same requirements like a Toon. If your opponent controls no Toon monsters, you can attack directly. And if Toon World is not on the field, destroy this card. So basically, just steals your opponent's monster and makes it a Toon card that can attack directly. You're going to be needing 3 copies of the field spell, Toon Kingdom. When you activate this card, you have to banish 3 cards from your deck face down. Now, this card is also known as Toon World while in the field zone. And your opponent cannot target Toon monsters with card effects. Now, if a Toon monster you control will be destroyed by battle, you can banish one card from the top of your deck face down for each monster instead. Now, a lot of people don't like this card in general as well, is because you have to banish 3 cards just to activate this card and summon it. So, a lot of people don't like this. Now, same with Toon World. Just to have a card on the field that has no ability, just says Toon World, I have to pay 1,000 life points just to have a card that says Toon World on the field. But this is a requirement as well as Toon Kingdom because, well, you're going to be needing it just to have any Toon card that you would have on the field, just to have it, and to activate half the cards here's ability. Now, I recommend having 3 copies of Toon Page Flip because this is a quick spell where if you control Toon World, you get to pick 3 Toon creatures with different names from your deck, and your opponent has to pick one randomly for you to special summon, ignoring its conditions. And you can only activate this ability once per turn. I think this is great because this is going to give you an opportunity to summon Toon Blackluster Soldier, Dark Magician, or Red Eyes, or Toon Buster Blader if you want, but I recommend these 3 cards in general. I recommend 2 copies of Toon Mask because if you control a Toon World, target one face-up monster your opponent controls, special summon it from your hand or deck whose level is equal than or less than of that level monster's rank, ignoring a summoning condition. So this is great. This lets you pretty much special summon Toon because, well, equal to their opponent's monster's level or rank. Now it's good and it's bad. That's why I'm only having 2 copies. Toon briefcase. I feel like this is more that it would be a better monster card than a trap card. Because, well, honestly, it feels like this could be a creature that would have like a flip effect instead of a trap card effect. Which is basically when your opponent summons a monster while you control a Toon monster, shuffle that monster into the deck. Honestly, I feel like this would have been a better Toon creature with like level 2, 500 attack, 400 defense, and that's its ability. When flip summon, you get to shuffle one monster your opponent controls on the field back into their deck. And then if this card is destroyed by battle, I don't know, something like that. Probably like it can attack directly like any other Toon, but I feel like this would be much better as a monster card, you know? And you're gonna be needing 2 copies. I recommend 1 copy with Gravedigger Trap Hole. Basically, when your opponent activates a monster's effect in their hand or graveyard or from the banished monster, you get to negate it and they take 2,000 points of damage. Solemn Judgment, when your opponent would be summon a monster or a spell or trap card is activated, pay half your life points to negate that summoning or activation and destroy that card. And 2 copies of Toon Terror, which basically when a spell card or trap card or monster effect is activated while I control both a Toon world and a Toon monster, negate the activation. If you do, destroy that card. You can only activate 1 Toon Terror once per turn. Honestly, I feel like Toons is not the best, but I do feel like it's fun to play. Like, I would recommend adding cards, which I'm going to do right now if I can find them. One copy of Effect Vealer. So basically, when your opponent will do anything in their hand to the graveyard when it comes to a monster's effect, you get to negate it until the end phase. So let's add 1 copy. And then I recommend also adding Infinite Impermanence, and this is the ability where basically you get to target 1 face-up monster your opponent controls, negate its ability until the end of the turn, and if this card was set before activation and is on the field as the resolution, for the rest of the turn, the spells and trap cards in the column is negated, and if you control no cards, you can activate it from the hand. When it comes to the extra deck, I recommend 1 copy of Utopia, which basically is to negate your opponents from attacking you by detaching 1 excuse material, or you can stop one of your own attacks. 1 copy of number 106, Giant Hand, where basically you gotta discard 2 excuse materials to target 1 card your opponent controls, and negates its ability, and it cannot change its battle position, but it can still attack. But this is good just to negate your opponent's ability. The Terribly Tired type here is a great card because everybody uses it for its defense mode position ability. While this card is in face-up defense mode, change all face-up monsters on the field to defense mode and negate the activation. Negate the activated effects of monsters that were in defense mode when this card is activated. And basically every card that you would summon, it goes straight to defense mode, and you cannot activate their ability. So for 2 turns, if you were to summon a card normally, it goes to defense mode and that has no abilities. And every turn you have to discard 1 card, and if you can't, it's destroyed. So basically this is like a Swords of Everything Light, but better. Now, 2 copies of number 11, Big Eye, because you're going to be detaching 1 excuse material from this card. Target 1 monster your opponent controls, take control of that monster, but this card cannot attack because you activated that card's ability. Now, I think this is great because, for example, your opponent can have a strong creature, you can take control of it, and if you have Nibiru and you summon Nibiru, they have the token that's like, let's say 11,000 attack. You just summon this card, take control of that token, attack with that token, and it should be game. Last but not least, 2 copies of Red Eye's Flare Metal Dragon. Now this card is great because as long as this card has an excuse material, it cannot be destroyed by card effects, and as long as it has a material, every time your opponent activates a card or effect, they take 500 points of damage after it resolves. So, for your opponent just to use anything and activate anything, they have to take 500 points of damage after each ability is activated. And it has a last ability, but we can't use it because once per turn, either detach one excuse material from this card, target one normal monster of red eyes, and special summon it, but we don't have it except the Toon card. So yeah. But other than that, this is my Yu-Gi-Oh deck in January of 2025. I highly, well, not really. I don't really highly recommend playing Toons. Like, you can try like a Yu-Gi-Oh Master Duel. As you can see, you're gonna be needing like one super, like 4 more supers. As you can see, it's not easy to get like super or ultra rare. So you can try making it, but I don't recommend it. Like, it's fun, but not really. But some people like Toons, some don't. I have mixed feelings about Toons, but honestly, they're not bad. But yeah, this is my Yu-Gi-Oh deck when it comes to building Toons. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments down below. If you have a Yu-Gi-Oh deck that you would think it'd be great for me to make and try out, let me know in the comments down below, and I'll see if I can create that over time. Because as you can see, it is not easy getting super rare or ultra rare points, but I can try. And yeah, in a different video, I'll be going over how Toons work in casual and ranked, and then we'll go from there. But yeah, that's it for today's video. I highly appreciate everybody's support. Thank you for watching today's video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and the notification button for future videos when it comes to comedy, gaming, and much more. Thank you so much for the support, everybody, and have a good day, everyone.